Hi, we have seen that a frequency hopping CDMA system earlier in last lecture, in which we are having a FSK modulator, FSK demodulator, that is for the transmitter and receiver side, and these are about the available bandwidth, that is for each, that is 1 by 2T, and here we are having a total bandwidth, and here it is concept of a full frequency hopping. Okay, here. Then we can separating those PN code and transmitter and receiver here. It is code generator, we are having frequency synthesizer, and then we are having the filter, that is for high pass filter. Similarly, we are having for the demodulator here, the band pass filter for the receiving here data. So here we are having image filter for rejecting the noise and all. So this is for the frequency transmitter and the frequency receiving there. There are the two types of hopping, that is we can say that is about the slow frequency hopping and a fast frequency hopping. So with that slow frequency hopping, that is symbols are transmitted between a frequency home, TS is less than TC, and a transmitted spectrum is much more compact, and a slow frequency hopping are preferred. And in a fast frequency hopping, it is having more than one hop per symbol, that is TC by T. TS is less than TS. Hop rate exceeds the information rate. Expensive method as it requires a fast frequency synthesizer, and then it is a complex at a receiving side. So coherent modulation is extremely difficult in the frequency hopping system. So we have seen that earlier all these methods, that is for the multiple access system. Okay, that's about the demand assigned multiple access system, that is FDMA, TDMA or CDMA. They are using a fixed assignment channels, and that's why it is having a waste capacity when user data is absent there. And then its efficiency can be increased by assigning the channels only when data is to be transmitted, and this technique is known as what we can say that about demand assignment multiple access system. SPADE is a FDMA DMA system. We have learned already, we know that. Then random access is a form of a DMA with a no access control system. So now with these are about a fixed frequency here we are having. As about a DMA, we can say that it is that all these multiple access methods, that is for the fixed assignment, that's why not suitable for the user data when we are having that user data is a burst in nature. And the channel capacity is wasted here with this particular technique, and when a user does not have any data, okay, so we can have data is absent. In that case, if no data there, because we can send a spectrum there within a particular period of time, even if there is no data within particular time slot though. Because in demand assignment, it is a pre-assigned data, so that's why we can have efficiency can be increased by assigning. So that's why we can say that it is having efficiency increased by assigning the channel only when the data is to be transmitted. But the capacity is wasted here because of the particular spectrum available for the transmission. So because the multiple access method, which assigns a channel to the user only when the data is to be transmitted, then we can have a more efficient channel utilization there, and that's why we are saying that technique is called as a demand assignment multiple access technique. We can have a random access method using a DMA with a no access control, or we can have ALOA is a random access system, and that is developed by what we can have a scientist name. So it is about a random access system developed by a scientist, a Huawei, for this communication purpose. Now in this case, in this system, they are having types of ALOA, that we can say that a flavors ALOA has 3 flavors. So that is nothing but a pure ALOA, slotted ALOA, and a reservation ALOA that we are having. So ALOA name is come under because of the Hawaiian is hello. So that's why a ALOA name there. So now in a pure ALOA system, a user transmit a fixed link data packet. So we can have fixed link data packet there without any synchronization, because no synchronization there, and we can have transmitting the data. When multiple users are attempting to transmit a randomly to a channel, packets have a finite probability that we can have of colliding with each other, and collision occurs when a part of a whole packets overlap. If you see in the given particular figure, we can have a packet collision in a pure ALOA if there are the multiple users, and then in that case a collision occurs when a part of whole pack overlaps there. So that is about the, here we can say that is about the multiple users we are having. Here the packet collision occurs because of the multiple user at this particular period. And if you see that a packet from users A and user C we are having, that is, we can say that packets of A2 and AC1 collide partially as user A comments transmitting the packet A2, that we are having transmitting the packet there before C completes the transmission of a packet C1. And in the second instance, if you see that we are having that collision takes place there, and that both B and C transmit their packet, that is B3, and we are having here we can have a C2 here. Okay, we can edit here, we can have, okay, so that is about where we can say that a packet, okay, we can have a B3 and C2, and that resulting in a complete overlap of the packet. In both the case, if you see, the packets involved in the collision are lost, and the packet loss is observed by transmitting users if the receiver has own transmission or through an acknowledgement protocol in which the receiver transmits an acknowledgement when the packet is received intact, and a negative acknowledgement if we are having it suffers a loss due to the collision there. If a collision is detected, then we can retransmit that particular packet, and we can have the packet A2 and C1. If here we have the collision there detected, the lost packet either we can have, we can say that A2 or a C1, that will be retransmitted there, or we can say that packet A1, A2 or C1 are retransmitted. Then my packet, if you consider supposed to be again, this one is about a C1 here, for example, you can consider. So in that case, B3 and C1 again it collides with a B3, and they both will be retransmitted here. Okay, because we can say that here we are having a packet supposed to be a C1 now. Now in this case a B3, because earlier in the case of A2 and C1 it is collide. Then in the next case we can have a B3 and C1, because C1 is retransmitted there, but it collides with the B3, so they both will be retransmitted there. And then we can find out the probability of a collision and a data loss in a pure ALOA system increases with the traffic from the users there. So we can find out a traffic arrival rate and what rate that packets arrive there. So then these are about, we are having the system there, a packet collision. Okay, so we can have a pure ALOA, that is packet collision is pure ALOA, and then we can calculate that the data rate for the how much will be the collision takes place in this particular case here. So in that case, a total packets, how many packets are transmitted, and its probability of successful packet transmission. Okay, of that ratio we can find out the rate of a collision for the free packet, and we can find out that is about a total rate for this particular transmission in the ALOA there. So we can have the equations for this. We have added that equations there. So next about a slotted ALOA. Now in a pure ALOA system, a collision is there because of the packet transmitted by another users within a less than whatever the period allotted there, and to the start the packet transmission by a user there within particular period of a time. That's why the collision occurs. And because of that collision, the output degrades, and that's why to increase whatever we are having that output, that to remove that collision and all, then the transmissions from all the user is to be synchronized within a particular time slot there. Or we can have a choice of a time slot. We can time slot for a transmission in a ALOA. That pure ALOA is random, but we can have a synchronization there so that we can transmit there. And if we consider that a given particular period of a time slot for a transmission, so where a timing information is transmitted by the network coordinating a transmitter there, and that system is called as what you can say that is about a slotted ALOA. It is having a particular slot is given because the packet transmission times are synchronized to the given particular time slot. Okay, even if here we are having a transmission still random. Okay, so that's why we can say that this system is still random even if we are having a time slot given. And in this case, the partial packet collisions are avoided, and because of that your system performance increase there, the throughput is increased there, this particular case there. Now each user here we are having in this packet collision is synchronized and begin the packet transmission at the start of a time slot whose length is equal to that of the packet. And here we can say that in this particular figure, if you see that a collision occurs when the packet B2 and C2 are transmitted in the same, we can have same particular period or same time slot there, and then these packets are retransmitted. You can see that particular figure here. So we can have a packet transmission takes place there within a particular period of time, and because of that we can have a maximum throughput is obtained when the normalized traffic is unity and in this particular pure ALOA. That's why a slotted ALOA provides an improvement in the throughput by a factor of 2. Okay, if we say that earlier that is about a packets collide in a time slot, then that's why the user is to choose a time slot for the retransmission randomly there. So that's why a retransmitted packets have a low probability of a colliding with each other again in this particular slotted ALOA. Then we can have a time slot format in the reservation ALOA system. Okay, so in that case, time slot reservation ALOA system we are having. Earlier we have said that a performance of ALOA system is significantly improved by introducing scheme to reserve the time slot in advance to transmit the packets. With packet transmitted in allocated time slot, there are no collision, and in this case, this method requires a synchronized time slot and reservation protocol, and that's why introduce a more complexity to the ALOA system. In network control stations we require, that is for the given time slot, and then we are having a reservation ALOA system. We will continue in the next lecture there. Okay, so these are about your okay, so we can have a slotted ALOA system. So we can have this packet that we can say that we are having three types of a ALOA system that we can have, that is a pure ALOA, then a slotted ALOA, and a reservation ALOA. So these are about we are having that LOR random access